Disclaimer, we're not professionals. We're just two friends who love to do things. We might not have all the facts and evidence.
Correct.
But yeah, enjoy.
You have to catch it or you're out.
Enjoy. Took lots of notes on this, and this is really interesting, and I think you're going to like this case, Ash.
I can't wait.
All right, let's get into it. Oh. Something just came. Okay, all right, ready? Okay, everybody, welcome to this is our wrongful/weird death Wednesday episode that will be uploaded most likely on not a Wednesday, but it is a very weird and wrongful case, and it is on Rebecca Zahau, and I'm gonna just get into it and name some information, and it's gonna get crazy. So, a little backstory on Rebecca Zahau. She was born March 15th, 1979 in Burma. She moved to the U.S. with her siblings and her parents in the early 2000s, living in New York and California. And then other family that came along with her, like distant relatives, had moved to Missouri. So everybody was like spread around for a little bit. She is known as being very funny and having a great sense of humor, according to her sister, who she seemed to be very close with. Another thing is she was very inspired by her sister. Her sister seemed to live a very healthy lifestyle, and which led Rebecca to living a very healthy lifestyle. She was very thin. It is believed that she was 100 pounds and she was 5'3". Another fun fact about Rebecca is she attended Bible college in Austria, and that is where she will eventually meet her first husband. She had two husbands, but this is where she is meeting.
Damn, two?
Yes. And the marriage to this man that she met in college lasted 8 years, but during the 8 years of her marriage, it is very rocky. There's a lot of infidelity. I don't know about her husband's part, but there was definitely reported infidelity on Rebecca's part, because she will then eventually meet somebody else by the name of Jonah. And
that's crazy. She was out here in the elements.
yes, supposedly. As for if the husband was as well, we don't know.
Right.
And we don't know. Maybe he was like, I don't know what led her to meet this Jonah guy, but she meets this man named Jonah, who is a CEO of a popular pharmaceutical company in, guess where? New Jersey. Bridgewater.
Wow.
Yes. For those who don't know, we are from New Jersey, so just a little fun fact. But his company was based in Bridgewater, and they specialize in like acne products and like youth products. And he is very rich. So rich that, a fun fact, he was named I guess he resided in Arizona for a minute, and he was named the 9th richest CEO in the state of Arizona. And it is believed that Rebecca and Jonah had met each other, I guess, through his company. I think Rebecca was like, I could be wrong, but like something with an office. She was like a receptionist or something for his company, and I believe that is how they met. But she was with Jonah while she was still legally married to her first husband. But they will eventually get divorced, her and her first husband. So, it wasn't infidelity or whatever for that long, I guess, because they do get divorced. So, Jonah also had 2 wives before Rebecca and 3 kids amongst these 2 wives. So I believe he had 2 daughters with the first wife, and he had a son with his second wife. But things begin to get serious between him and Rebecca Rebecca eventually moves in with him to a beachfront mansion in the San Diego, California area. Now, just to give you like a little idea of how much money this dude had, this mansion has 27 rooms in it. You don't need all that, in my opinion. But when you have money, I guess that's fun.
They have money.
Money. I mean, the dude's a CEO of a popular company, but you don't need 27 rooms.
Yeah, of course they have money. Hell no.
So Rebecca and your 3 kids. So, just also a little fun fact, it is also reported that the 2 daughters that he had with his other wife, or wives, I guess it's just one wife, did not like Rebecca. They didn't really get along well. But the son that he had with his second wife and Rebecca got along great. Like, to the point where people often mistaken Rebecca to be like his biological mom. They were so close. So yeah, now we are in the mansion in San Diego where they're all a big happy family. Well, at least Rebecca and the son Max. The son's name is Max, and he is 6 years old at the time of me finding all of this out and everything. So as for where the Jonah dude is, I don't know, because he's probably traveling a lot, but it seems like he's not really in this story a lot. But this is where things take a turn. So in July, my dogs are fighting. I will edit that out. Just letting you know, Ash. In July of 2011, this is where a lot of things start to go downhill for them. Because not only does the little boy Max die, but 2 days later, Rebecca dies. Now, I'll get into how Max dies. Max passes away first, and this is on July 12th of 2011. He supposedly falls off of a second-story balcony inside the mansion, and it is stated that Rebecca and Rebecca's sister were the only 2 adults along with Max in the mansion at the time. And Rebecca was reportedly in the bathroom at the time that Jonah fell, and yeah, so there's that. But what had happened to Max was he fell face first onto the floor, resulting in him ultimately being brain dead. He did survive for a few days, but eventually did succumb to his injuries. And specifics of his injuries were, I have it here somewhere, but I don't know where it went. But basically, he just became brain dead. He was also reported being without oxygen for more than 30 minutes, which caused him to be brain dead. They did resuscitate him, obviously, but that being without oxygen for 30 minutes is obviously what did a lot of brain damage to him, and ultimately is how he passed. So there's that on July 12th. So now we go to 2 days later, July 4th. Well, actually, let me back up. So Max passes. Don't know where Max's dad is. But while Max is in the hospital, Rebecca, the day after Max has this accident, Rebecca drops off her sister to the airport because her sister's going back home. And then Rebecca picks up this guy named Adam, who is Jonah, her boyfriend at the time, his brother. Due to finding out like what's going on with Max and everything, he flew in to come be with, I guess, the family. So that happened the day after Max's accident. So then the day after, so just to be, I feel like I'm rambling all over the place. Max dies July 12th. July 13th. Rebecca drops off her sister to the airport to go back home to Missouri, because mind you, they're in San Diego, California. And then she also picks up Adam, who is Jonah's brother, that same day. So now we're on July 14th, the next morning. Adam wakes up to find Rebecca hanging from her bedroom balcony. She is naked with both hands bound behind her back. Her ankles are bound, and she is gagged with a blue long-sleeve shirt. So that's crazy. Adam calls 911. He tries to resuscitate her, but she was dead on the scene, like it was too late. It is said that the rope that was used to hang Rebecca did have her DNA on it, And it seems that how she did it, if she did it, this is everybody's theory, it was tied to the bottom of the bed, and then she then, or whoever, then tied the rope to the balcony. And I guess that's how she did it. As for all the extras with like binding yourself and gagging yourself, I don't know how you do that to yourself, but okay. That's unfortunate in a terrible way to go. Also,
wait, didn't you say her hands and stuff were bound behind her back?
Yes.
So there's no way.
Correct. But I guess there's a theory where she could have did it herself. She could have put like the rope over her neck first and then bound herself. I guess then gagged herself. And then she could have just like, I don't mean to laugh, but like then she could have just flopped over the balcony. That's a little crazy. I don't know why you would do that to yourself, but, and also you're
That's
naked.
a little far-fetched.
Huh?
That's a little far-fetched.
Right. Because you didn't have to be naked either. But, okay. But there's more to it. Like, you'll see. It'll get into it. So, on the bedroom door, in, like, black smudge writing, it was written, "She saved him, can you save her?" That was the sentence that was written on the door, which police believe to be her suicide note. Like I said, her DNA was found on the rope, and there was also a knife nearby that had her DNA on it. I don't really know what the knife had to do with anything, but there was a kitchen knife in the room. Also, this is crazy. Also in the bedroom, there was a book, and the book was titled "A Complete Book of Witchcraft." So that's interesting. And so this was in July, but September 2nd of 2011, it was officially ruled a suicide by authorities. But of course, her family believes otherwise, which I don't blame them because you have all these extras going on. Like, you weren't just hung. You had the binding of the hands and the feet and the gagging, and then there's more that comes to play. But also, it is believed by the medical examiner that Rebecca was hanging for at least 20 minutes before she died, which is terrible. So on July 27th, which is a pretty good amount of days after her death, she was officially laid to rest in Missouri. Another fun fact, Adam, the brother of her boyfriend that was with her in the house at the time, he took a lie detector test, but the results were inconclusive. Because of course they were. So after that, Rebecca's family fought for a second autopsy, and this is crazy. It was found in the second autopsy that Rebecca was sexually assaulted. I don't know why that wouldn't come up in the first one, but it came up in the second one. And I don't know if maybe that ties in why she was naked at the time. I don't know, but that's crazy. So also, Rebecca's lawyers, her family's lawyer, claims that after a heated argument fighting about Max's condition in the hospital, she believes that Adam strangled Rebecca, sexually assaulted her, and then staged her death to look like a suicide.
I believe that too.
I believe that's very possible. So flash forward now to April 2018. Adam is found guilty in civil court, but he does not get any prison sentencing because I guess it's civil court, and I don't really know the specifics, but the research I did was he's not going to get prison sentencing if it's civil court. I can't tell you.
So he just got away with it.
Yeah, pretty much, but he did have to pay like a shit ton of money to the family, and I have that here somewhere.
I don't think that brings justice, though.
No, it doesn't. I mean, he was found guilty in civil court, but that's it. Like, he just has guilty next to him, but it's not like he had to go to prison or anything. So, I have the exact numbers, but Rebecca's family got like a lot of money from this. It was $9.28 million that they earned from this.
Holy shit.
Yeah, due to like loss of a loved one, loss of a companion, I guess in legal terms. And then they also got an extra, I believe it was $168,000 awarded to them due to that being, I guess, a roundabout figure of what Rebecca would have paid them if she was still alive. Because while Rebecca was alive and working, she was paying, I guess, all like for her parents to live. She didn't want her parents to like be working and struggling, so Rebecca took care of her parents financially. So that's a lot of money. But unfortunately, I mean, the money's not going to bring the kid back, and he's not in prison. So ultimately, oh, here it is. I'm sorry. So yeah, they were awarded $9.28 million and then an extra $167,000 in financial support. So the most recent update that I have is in July 2019. Rebecca's family offered a $100,000 reward to anybody who has any info on her death. But to this day, it is ruled a suicide, and Adam Jude, I believe, is just running free. I don't know anything about Jonah, her boyfriend. I don't think they were married legally. I think they were just together. But don't know anything much about him. I don't know if he's still a CEO of a company. But I think it's crazy that this boy dies. So you kind of have like two things going on here. You have the death of the son, Max, who she was really like close with. Like everybody says like that was like her biological son. And then 2 days later, she dies. And in that way, it's crazy. So
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, people believe that she hung herself because she was so distraught about Max. But I don't believe Max was dead at the time. Max was still in, like, the hospital. Well, he was still in the hospital. He wasn't officially dead. I think Max died 8 days later after his accident, officially.
He was brain dead, wasn't he?
Correct. But I think he officially was let go like 6 or 8 days later after his accident. So at the time of her death, I mean, she probably knew he wasn't going to survive, but technically at the time of her death, he was not declared dead. So, I don't know. That's pretty crazy. It's crazy that, and he was only 6 years old, and that's sad. I mean, to fall over about, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was murdered.
Yeah, but was Max. That's how this all starts.
He probably was too.
But by who?
Whoever was jealous. Or didn't want them to be close.
That's true. Supposedly only Rebecca and her sister was in the house at the time that Max fell over. So I think Max's mom believes that she thinks Rebecca or the sister is guilty and did something to Max. But the police, I guess when they did an investigation, they believe that Max was running and slipped. And I guess when he fell over the balcony, he tried to grab onto a chandelier because there was a chandelier found next to his body that had fell down. So that's what investigators believe, but I guess his biological mom believes that it was Rebecca or the sister. But that was never, I mean, she passed away.
But if he was close with Rebecca, then why would Rebecca?
I don't know. Right. I don't know. I have no idea. That's weird. So you have Max's death, the possibility of Max being murdered, and then you have 2 days later the Rebecca being possibly murdered or doing something to herself. So it's just crazy. That's crazy. That's 2 days later is crazy. But all
that is very weird.
I'm not in her mind or anybody's mind, but I think to make yourself naked, to bind your hands, to bind your ankles, and to gag yourself is very excessive. That's just my opinion. But that is the story. And I think there is.
I believe she was murdered.
Yeah. And then the second autopsy revealing that she was sexually assaulted is crazy. How do you not find that in the first one? I mean, you're not going to just sexually assault yourself. Like, who did that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So that's the story. There are multiple podcasts about this. There's multiple videos like on YouTube about this. There is a docu-series about this. I think it's on Hulu, but I think you had to pay for it. So I did not watch it, but yeah, very interesting. What are your thoughts?
That's very interesting. It just, all the signs point to her being murdered, and I feel like probably the sister killed Max.
Really? Why?
Because maybe she was, like, jealous of the relationship that they had.
Maybe. That's a possibility, because we don't know everything.
Or she just didn't like that they were close, because I know, like, from me listening to or watching the podcast or whatever, it was said that they treated her like she was a maid.
Who, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, they did not like her and treated her like she was a maid. Even Jonah did.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting, because I heard completely different.
Yeah, it was on, like, something I watched on YouTube. Like, he allowed them to treat her like that and everything.
And I could see that, because he's so rich, and she grew up not rich, and, like, immigrated here, so, and, you know, her taking care of the parents, she could have been with him just for the money, just so that she could support her family.
Right.
I don't know. That's just another theory. So maybe she did go along with the abuse of the kids and stuff, if they, like, verbally abused her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that would make sense if she would do something to Max, because she's over it. So she's like, I will just push you over this railing. I'm not saying she did that. I'm just saying that would...
I don't think she would hurt him if they were close.
That's what I heard. I mean, I'm getting all my info from podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there, but I don't know. Who knows? Because regardless of if they had a good relationship or not, I mean, she was found in a very excessive way.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I guess we can just end the episode here. It was kind of a short one, but...
That's okay. They're not all going to be long.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an interesting story. And obviously anybody listening can go and do their own research or...
Yeah. That is interesting, though. And it's definitely all signs towards murder. There's no way.
Yeah. I think so, too. I don't think you would do all that.
No.
Because if you're gonna hang yourself, just hang yourself.
Right.
Don't do all the extras.
All this extra stuff.
Yeah.
And if they had money, they could have paid people off.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things. They were a very rich family. So, well, the guy was rich, her boyfriend. I don't know. And then, like, the book just being in the room, the witchcraft book is weird. I don't know. Just weird.
That's very weird, and yeah.
Yeah. But
I don't like it.
Episode here, and then we could chat about it, if anybody wants to.
Okay. Well, everybody,
thank you for watching.
Remember, don't be a sad bitch. Be a bad bitch.
Hey.
You heard Bella in the background.
Thanks for watching and listening.